Galaxy! I'm Chris Pirillo, and like many of you, I'm a fan of the Deathtrooper design. Have been from the very moment I saw it. So you can imagine how happy I was when Sideshow Collectibles, courtesy of Hot Toys, sent me the Deathtrooper. The Deathtrooper still in the plastic. I'm about to ruin the collectible value of the Deathtrooper by opening the box right now. I'm going to point out that this is MMS398 Deathtrooper 1/6 scale collectible figure. The box itself, in my estimation, is also collectible, also quite valuable, worthy of display in and of itself. So I want to be very careful in terms of how I open this. As I pointed out with a couple of recent Sideshow reveals, videos that you may have already watched, or maybe you haven't watched them yet and you've got something more to watch. I really like that they're coming with this wrap now. This is really neat on all sides. It's a great way of telling, you know, what figures inside the box if it's, let's say, stored away like this. But even up front, that is just fantastic. So we're going to open this, and in case you were wondering, I'm going to be placing this Deathtrooper figure, this work of art, right next to an Imperial Stormtrooper, which is next to Darth Vader. The first Sideshow collectible figure that I had in this home. It used to sit over there until they sent me the newer one. So now I have two. I just love these figures because they're beautiful. They really are, and I kind of wish I could do more with toy photography or toy videography, but my skill set is definitely not where it should be to be able to really, you know, elevate these works of arts to showcase them in such a capacity that they were designed to be showcased. But even just standing there, they look wonderful. So there's the outside of the box. We've got a few hand options. I could probably slice through that tape, but I won't worry about it too much. So we've got some open hands, open palms, some hands that are ready to get right in there with the trigger, right and left. We've got a couple of fists, so we've got some options. It looks like 7 different options there. Then we have underneath it, ooh, we got some batteries. That's nice. That means we've got some equipment in this figure that will glow. Just gotta be careful here. Any box farts? No box farts. And that is, sorry about that, all which is in the box. Let's go ahead and remove the top part here. There usually is not tape in that part. We will place that right over there. There's the batteries down there below. Telltale sign right there. That's what the figure looks like standing up inside its not so carbonite casing. On this side, it looks like we have a couple of joint replacements, just in case you lose them, like I just did. Dude, they dropped somewhere. I'm not joking. Okay, nobody move. Okay, got them right there. There you go. See these little pieces there. We'll set that to the side. We've got one of the weapons, which has obviously had some heavy use, some built-in weathering there. And I'm going to do my best to outfit this Deathtrooper with every one of the weapons that it comes with, if only because it should be able to handle all of them, every weapon. I'll add another hand if I need to. You know, one may be able to hang off of its side. Check out that rifle. I wasn't really, you know, drawn into accessories as a child or even as an adult. I mean, yes, they definitely complete the ensemble, but some people are really into weaponry. Me, not so much. Yeah, it looks great. You know, certainly would want to see a Deathtrooper with something which would create death, but I don't feel that's even necessary. Okay, I'm going to stand them up for just a second as I inspect the rest of the box. Specifically to find its stand. Take a look at this. And I think that's about it that's in the box. Those 3 weapons. And then the figure itself with the stand. It says Star Wars Imperial Deathtrooper on the front. And the stand goes in like so. Maybe I shouldn't worry about this right now, but oh well. I just did. There's the stand. I like these stands. They're very, very clean, very simple. Now I'm going to go ahead and tilt her in as I discover the best way to remove these bits of plastic. I may actually, oh yeah, they're taped on. I was wondering if I was going to need some kind of sharp instrument to pull away, but I think I'd be able to do it without. Maybe. Or just slide it off. So come off. There we go. There we go. So we have there on the wrist, not just armor, but I guess more ammunition. It's very black and shiny. It's the easiest way to describe what we've got going on here, which is great. I definitely want to keep this as scuff-free as I possibly can. I was seeing if there are any moving parts on the helmet itself. It doesn't seem to be. I don't know if this is the paint application or what. There's some slight weathering on the helmet. I could be mistaken. What makes Hot Toys so great is, yeah, the quality that goes into these builds. So they're very display worthy, wonderful for toy photographers. But specifically because of the numerous points of articulation. Anything that you think could be articulated can be articulated in a variety of poses. You've got knees, you've got your, what's this called? On the ankle, right? Swivels around, up and down. Knees, not so much because that's not what knees do. You've got your elbows, your wrists, your head, your shoulders. Even with the armor there, you've still got a pretty decent range of motion there. Whoops. Well, that was bound to happen. I lost a hand. I may be replacing the hand, so I'm going to keep the hand off. What I was talking about with the weathering, I'm not sure if you can pick up. It's kind of difficult since this is such a dark figure, which I'm not complaining about because I happen to be a huge fan of this. There's some slight weathering on the helmet. There's like a tan kind of coloration, specifically in the crevices, which could have been in the design just to, add that much more depth to the texturing. The actual sculpt itself. Otherwise, this would be just completely black, and you would not be able to appreciate the level of detail that might have gone in. You see these very fine ridges here on this particular piece. This is a very Darth Vader-y figure. Look at that belt. It's telling you, man, they did a very good job when they designed this particular series of characters, and he just is breathtaking. Absolutely, he or she is breathtaking. I really appreciate being able to showcase these, and this is, as far as the scale goes, probably the tallest Deathtrooper figure that I currently have. One that I'd certainly be inclined to take pictures of if I were to do that on a fairly regular basis. And oh, hang on, I removed the top of the helmet because that's where the batteries go. I thought I felt something loose up there, right up there. But then it goes back on. Oh, okay. Easy to get to that. That's simple. I like that better than having to diddle with the belt. That's where the batteries go. At least that I can... That's my belief. Not having read the directions that the figure came with, that would be my belief. But yeah, the quality of the figure up close or even at a distance is just it's breathtaking, which is really why a lot of collectors have even abandoned other lines of figures and gone this route outright. I don't know if I'd be inclined to do that. The sixth scale figures, while I think display very, very nicely, not necessarily my scale. That being said, this would be my third or fourth, maybe even fifth Deathtrooper figure of different scales, right? You can't just have one. Life's too short, right? Especially if you're talking about a Deathtrooper, with life being too short. But yeah, this is great. I'm going to be putting everything together and showcasing it and taking a picture of him at some point in the very near future. So stay tuned for that in my social feeds. I thought it was just me, but no one can understand what they're saying. What am I saying? May the Force be with you.